Before I jump in, I want to set expectations for this channel. These first two videos are foundational. They're about why this channel exists, not just what I'll be showing you. Practical videos are coming, starting next episode. Fitness, cooking, systems you can actually use. But if I don't explain the why first, how diet, fitness, and mindset fit together, they can feel like separate topics instead of one system. So this video is about the bottleneck I believe gets in the way of reinvention in midlife. Not time, not motivation, but something quieter that most people overlook. Everyone gets the same 24 hours in a day. That hasn't changed. But somewhere in midlife, time starts to feel different. Not because the clock speeds up, but because the load gets heavier. Work, family, chores, random administrative tasks, responsibilities stacking on top of responsibilities. Free time doesn't usually just disappear. It just gets smaller and more fragmented. And that's where things start to break. Here's what a normal day looks like for a lot of people. You wake up, already tired, you slept, but not enough. And not that well. The morning is hectic. Getting ready, getting kids ready, making breakfast. You're already expending energy before the day even really starts. Then there's the commute. Maybe you drive and get stuck in traffic or take the train. Nothing dramatic, but it slowly eats away at your day. Then work takes over. 8 hours, give or take, of meetings, new information, and constant decision making. Work can pile up despite your best efforts. And even if you like your job, it's still mentally taxing. By the time the evening shows up, you're already spent. Now your family needs attention. And dinner needs to manifest itself into existence. Then you gotta do the dishes, clean up, laundry. On paper, maybe there's still an hour or two left. But in reality, your brain is sluggish, your patience is low. Making decisions feels harder than it should. So you force yourself to sit down and learn something new. Or work on a project, or do the thing that you said you wanted to. And maybe you eke out 30 minutes of subpar effort.
That is a big poop. We need to call the reinforcements for this diaper. Where is Dotto?
And you inevitably get interrupted. You sit back down, you end up scrolling on your phone. And before you know it, the day catches up to you and you can't even keep your eyes open. That's when the inner monologue starts. Why can't I do this? What's wrong with me? Did I just read that 5 times? I used to handle more than this. That spiral doesn't come from laziness, it comes from exhaustion. Sometimes people are trying their best to improve themselves, but they're operating with low capacity. Not just low physical energy, but low cognitive energy and low emotional bandwidth. Poor sleep drains it, stress drains it, and inconsistent diet and low quality food drain it. And as we get older, the cost of mistakes goes up. Burnout hits harder. Recovery takes longer. Low energy doesn't usually look like giving up. It looks like avoidance, numbing behaviors, stalled growth. So people try to fix it with productivity. Better systems, better planners, time audits. Those can help, but only if energy isn't the bottleneck. And most of the time it is. And here's why this matters now. The world is changing faster. Skills become irrelevant more quickly than they used to. If you want to get ahead, being just competent at your job isn't enough. So learning new things isn't optional the same way anymore. And AI is just accelerating something that was already happening. People are being asked to adapt more, while operating with less energy and less margin. That pressure doesn't create laziness, it creates quiet frustration that ends up just simmering inside of you. Reinvention doesn't start with just grinding harder. It starts with restoring your capacity. You can't add hours to the day, but you can change how much usable energy fits inside of them. Health isn't about vanity, it's leverage. When your body works better, effort feels possible again. When you have energy, learning sticks. And when your mind isn't constantly fried, momentum can actually survive some setbacks. But one important clarification, restoring capacity doesn't mean waiting to start your life. Discipline still matters. even when you're tired, even when you don't feel ready. The goal isn't to pause learning until you're healthy. It's to lower the bar and start anyway. I don't know your career, your industry, your exact reinvention path, and I'm not going to pretend I do. But there are foundations that help almost everyone, regardless of direction. Fitness raises baseline energy. Food stabilizes it and supports mental clarity. Mindset keeps you consistent when life gets hard. These aren't shortcuts, they're capacity-building systems. And together, they multiply. Yes, some people, usually younger people, burn the candle at both ends while being unhealthy, and that can work for a while. But most people can't sustain it, especially not in midlife. There's always a cost. 20 pages. I'll take it. So I'm starting to rebuild my capacity first, by working on my fitness, health, and mindset. Reinvention isn't a midlife crisis. It's not a sprint. It's a system that compounds, and this channel is about rebuilding that system step by step. If that resonates with you, I hope you follow along, so we can move forward together.